Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and now it's time to have a look at all the Warhammer Age of Sigmar reveals from today's online preview. Well, it looks like Age of Sigmar's done it again, as there's some fantastic models to have a look at in this video, and we'll be going through all the photos close up. We'll have a look at some of the info and then just talk about the different box sets that they've put together. So yeah, looking great. Let's start with this first one. It's the return of Usheran, the Mortarch of Delusion. Whoever's working on Age of Sigmar at the moment at Warhammer is doing a fantastic job with these sculpts. They're just coming out so fast, so many, and they look awesome. It's just a shame they're let down by all the distribution and everything, but we're not going to go there and spoil what is a great preview, because there's some fantastic models here to have a look at, starting with this guy. And he's just crammed with details. There's so much to see here with this model. The sculptors must have really enjoyed putting this one together, and another good centerpiece model, I think, for an army that's really been looking for an update. And it's great to see Flesh Eater Courts getting a lot of attention, and there's a lot more to go through in this video. So if you're a fan of Flesh Eater Courts, this is a great time for you. There's some really cool stuff to have a look at later on, but here's this one in some different angles. You can see we've got the chalice there, and that's a sanctified chalice from which flows crimson wine of great vitality and magic, apparently. There we go. If you want to have a full description of this character, then have a look at the Warhammer community article and have a read through it. Some flowery language going on there. Whoever wrote that is really getting the dictionary out for that one. But yeah, very poetic, and yeah, if you're into that kind of thing, you might enjoy having a read through. But I just want to look at the model. What a great sculpt, and yeah, from all the different angles, and we're getting to see lots of close-ups too. This cloak is just crazy. It's got all sorts going, all different heads, body parts from all different factions. That one there on the left looks pretty shocked to be included, but yeah, very nicely done. And certainly you've got to be happy with this if you're a fan of the Flesh Eater Courts. Now this model is going to be part of Dawnbringers Book 4, The Mad King Rises. And this is the next chapter of Dawnbringers, which will bring you some plot developments. You're going to get rules for every death faction, and you're going to get the return of Triumph and Treachery. And that's a battle pack in which multiple players will play against each other for success. When they bring out new models for this Dawnbringer series, they're going to be first released with some other models, usually some of the older ones from the collection. It could be different though, just because they've done that with all the others from Dawnbringers doesn't necessarily mean they're going to do it with this one, but I expect it's going to be the case. So they'll usually release it with some other models in a box set for a good price, actually. That's a really good way to get hold of it, with some others for the collection, and then later on they release it on its own. There was some other great news for Flesh Eater Courts with the new army set revealed, full of new miniatures. This does look really good. And if you're looking to start a Flesh Eater Courts, I would definitely say wait for this. The value for money here is probably some of the best you're going to find for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, because you get the book, you get cards, you get new models, and they're really worth it. If you miss out on these army sets and then price up the units individually, it does get to be quite high. So yeah, if you want to start it, this is a good time to do it. And it looks like they've got some really nice updates to the collection, starting with these ones here. The Crypt Guard. Now these are tenacious guardians of their monarch's estates, lowborn serfs who have earned great privileges through their valour and loyalty. There's going to be 10 models all together, all different poses, updating some models we've seen in the past for sure, with some more detailed sculpts. Again, these would be great in other games as some kind of weird zombie-like creatures. But for Age of Sigmar, these are going to be one of your like chaff units, I guess. So there's going to be 10 different sculpts there. You've got the usual things like the banner, and then you've got the musician there as the drummer as well that we saw in the first picture. It looks like you can arm these with different weapons. You can choose either swords or halberds, and here's the halberds that you can see, and they look pretty cool, don't they? I think they look better than the ones with swords, to be fair. There's some with helmets, some without, so a nice selection there. Next up are the Morbeg Knights, and these look awesome. This is my favourite model, I think, from the whole collection. I like this better than even the big centerpiece. This just looks really cool, really nicely done, and the way he's stuck an old head on his helmet there just makes it deceiving. Makes him look like a big warrior riding this beast into battle. So that's really cool. This would be so fun in Warcry, actually. I think all this whole army set would be a great one for Warcry if you wanted something with lots of variety. You can have all the different halberds or swords. You've got these mounts, and you've got some mystics later on too. These are going to play as your cavalry in Age of Sigmar, and they're going to be winged steeds as well, so maybe they can fly a little bit, do you think? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, the wings don't look too healthy, so I don't know how far they would go. Maybe just gives them a little bit extra leap into battle, and here's some close-ups there. So yeah, this is cool. Really nice. Hopefully you'll get some different heads and helmets and choices of weapons as well for these perhaps. So we'll find out more about that later on. I'm sure once this box set comes close to release, we'll start seeing loads of articles as we usually do. Next we've got the Vargulf Courtiers. And this one doesn't look all that unique, but still better detail certainly on the face there. Looking really good. The hands are done nicely. A real menacing looking creature. And we'll look at the back of the model later on, which has got some nice details too. Check out those ulcers and weird things growing on his back. I love the skin folds as well, where the arm comes away from the body. That's really cool, down by the leg too. Reminds me a bit of my Greyhound, which is a bit weird. I do hope all these get rules for Warcry, because I just think this is one of the best box sets for a while, I think, for Age of Sigmar, that will transfer across to Warcry and give you a real varied selection of miniatures to include as your fighters. Here's another, the Abhorrent Cardinal. Great looking model, love this one. And this is going to be a good addition there as your leader. This is such a good release for Flesh Eater Courts. Really good to see them getting so many nice models, especially when you look at that other one we saw earlier in the week as well. All round, looking brilliant. But there's still one more to look at. This is the Royal Decapitator. You've got an option here of giving him the kind of mask or not, like a hooded mask. I would go for that, I think. It looks great. Definitely fits in more with the vibe of having him as some kind of executioner. And yeah, that really fits in. But that weapon is awesome. That's one of the best kind of axes we've seen for a long time, I think, for Age of Sigmar. That's really good. Nicely done. I like the shape. Really cool. He's also got a few heads knocking about there. Looks like he's got a fresh one in his hand. That one on the floor seen better days. But all round, yeah, very nice model again. There we go then, that's the models that you can get in the Flesh Eater Courts army set. So all together, you're going to get the Abhorrent Gore Warden, the Vargulf Courtier, 20 Crypt Guards, so you could build 10 of swords, maybe 10 with the halberds, that'd be good. And you're going to get 3 Morbeg Knights. It looks like the Royal Decapitator is not going to be included in the army set, and so get that one separately. But I expect there's going to be a few more reveals, because they did this with Cities of Sigmar, didn't they? A lot more came out afterwards. Whether they're going to invest that much in Flesh Eater Courts, I don't know. But I reckon they will. I reckon we might see some new big models too, more monsters. Also in the box set, you're going to get the Battle Tome Flesh Eater Courts. This is going to get everything you need, background. You're also going to get the War Scroll cards. That's awesome. Enhancement cards and tokens. So again, these box sets are probably the best value if you want to start an army with the newer models, because once they come away from this army set, it's only out for a certain period of time, then the price will certainly be then a lot more as you look at individual units and putting it together. And you've got to buy the book as well and all that. So yeah, it certainly adds up, but these are good value for money as far as Warhammer is concerned. When it does come time to order this, then definitely check out these links I've got down below. Big thanks to my sponsors and supporters, because there you can save up to 20% on your hobby products. And if you're looking for something a little bit different, a bit more whimsical, then I think you'll love Moonstone, the skirmish game. Definitely check that one out. There's links down below. I'm covering it a lot on the channel now. Their models are beautiful, resin, well priced, excellent detail, and a joy to paint. That's the Age of Sigmar reveals from today though. We've still got Underworlds to look at. I might do that later on. Didn't want to include it in this one because I wasn't too impressed, and I just thought we should keep this one positive because these models were fantastic. But I'd love to know what you think about the Age of Sigmar reveals today. Let me know in the comments down below. And what was your favourite reveal from the whole day? For me, it was surprisingly Necromunda. What an awesome vehicle. That was the ATV. I've covered that already on the channel if you'd like to check it out. I've also made a video for Kill Team, and I'll be covering some of the other reveals, probably bundling them together in one video later on, which will include Underworlds. But that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Hope the video is helpful. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did like it, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep going with these regular videos. I couldn't do this without you, and I appreciate your support so much. If you'd like to join the Patreon community, support the channel, get some great perks at the same time, there's a link down below in the description. It'll be awesome to see you there.